getting some more footage for the MeBrand move. For all the people that want to really tap into this magic that I've created with MeBrand Method. You guys watch those women that come into my environment and all of a sudden you see them and all of a sudden you're like, I'm resonating and I'm vibing with you now, and thank you so much for sharing those parts of you and that stuff. That is the butterfly effect of me branding. That is what happens when I give you fully permission to be yourself, but also to be able to work with you to find the parts in yourself that are going to benefit your brand and that are going to be a part of your brand. Making your big dreams, however big they are, whatever they're related to, making them actually a part of your success in your online business, and they become a part of the narrative and they become a part of the story. So it makes your big dreams become a part of your business model. How can we take your subconscious beliefs, really reprogram, rewire your brain to go to that next level of success? And as you move into the personal brand space, you found it like even harder, you've kind of plateaued or you're dipping. Leaf work will help you to not only increase your income, it will also help you to do it in a more graceful and a faster way. The things you do in your business, the bodies of work, the events, the workshops, the circles, everything you do in your business, your brand becomes a brand marking event. So it's looking at different ways and creative ways to mark your brand and stamp your brand with these are the things I care about. Bodies of work are so important, and they're so important to really consider the sequence your customer and your community and the people in the wings in your business are in. And it's really going, okay, what's a body of work that's going to take them on a journey? Even the launching of it is going to take your customers on a journey and be of value to your customers because of the way you sequence it out. It's all about sequence with the body of work, and it's all about, that's where you synthesize the things you care deeply about and you put them in a tangible way online into a body of work, whether there's a booklet, whether that's a book course, whether that's a bundle, whether that's a membership, a mentorship, mastermind, a membership, whatever model that body work comes in, that's what we really work with. How do you balance the back ends and the front ends, and where do you take the back end stuff? Where can that actually fit into being a part of the content on the front end? Have multiple purposes to everything you do. Everything gets to be a win-win-win. Everything in the back end of your life, business and life, becomes a part of the front end, but in a strategic, systematized, sequential way. Brand butterfly effect, editing your big dreams ecosystem.
She gets me to take action. And I've worked with coaches in the past. They ask you the questions and you take that step forward, but it's like she has this magical way of just kicking your ass so you fucking do it. She helps you open up and find the bits that really excite you, that you actually really want to do, that are connected to your soul, that just you go, oh my God, yes, I really want to do that. And then straight away she puts in something to go, all right, now this is what you've got to do. It's not like the fluffy stuff that doesn't really do anything. I've done strategy things before. I've paid for like business classes and how to get, and business courses and how to do the 5 steps to get to where you're going. It's not like one strategy fits all. It's like you have your own personal strategy and it feels fucking amazing for you, and she just helps you unlock that. And that's what actually gets you to take action in an authentic way that feels really good, that I'm just living more of my life. And it just feels fucking amazing. She has really opened me up into believing that the way that I want it to work is going to work. Making those actions that do feel good to you, because she doesn't know what they are, but she's working with you to help you find that for yourself. It's not like she's got, this is the Jana method. It's like the Jana method is your method.
So this all started 2006 when I was a high school dropout, teenage mum. I had my little baby at home and she was 13 months old, and my time of being a stay-at-home mum was up, and I had to go and get a job selling shoes, back to selling shoes. after having a baby, everything changed with working. I remember this one day having both of my hands just on the wheel and just being like, oh my God. And I was like, I've got to do this for the rest of my life. What? I remember this I'm a hard worker. Why is this so hard for me to fathom the fact that everybody has to do this, that everybody has to go to work and get it done and leave their babies at home? I just couldn't do it. But at the same time, I didn't want a life of poverty, and I didn't want a life of struggle, and I didn't want a life of being broke as fuck, to be honest. And I remember just being and then just like praying. I remember like driving along, I remember the blue sky, and just praying like, I swear there has got to be another way. I'm sure there is another way. I was a high school dropout, so I remember this woman coming into work, like this brand new worker. I wasn't even aware of this brand new worker that had come in and started working at this shoe store. And I was like, what do you do? And she's like, I'm studying a Bachelor of Journalism. I'm like, that's my dream. I've always wanted to be a writer. Like, my childhood dream is to be a writer. And so in my head, I'd kind of computed that, okay, to be paid to be a writer, you've got to be a journalist. I said, oh, I can't go to university. I dropped out of high school. And she's like, yeah, so did I. You can go to university. Now there's options. Now that there's the internet, there's options to study at university online. I'm like, oh, that sounds a bit dodgy. And then she's like, no, you graduate the cap and everything. You're just via correspondence. So I was like, what's the address? Sign me up. Oh my God. I remember going home, getting on the computer and signing up within those next couple of days to university. But there was no Bachelor of Journalism. There was only a Bachelor of Communications that I could get into. Communications, hint, hint, is kind of what I do now.
There's people walking past and going, why is there all these women on the beach with their phones? We are social media creators over here. Look at you guys.
Quit my job, figured out a way to work from home while I was studying at university. I spent the next 5 years juggling my university degree and being able to fund me staying at home with my baby, be able to do my university degree and be able to make money, the trifecta.
Jana's given me guidance that helped me to get like fitter and healthier in my body. Whatever, she's given me like an energetic hit that has had a positive effect in my relationship, in my parenting, in how I feel about myself. Certainly how much money I make. I just realized I did my financials for last financial year. I smashed my income from when I was working full-time, when I first had my baby. Right before that, when I was working full-time management role, corporate gig, I beat it, I smashed it in the last financial year, and I worked with Jana for maybe like 2/3 of that year, like 1 month. And I work like, I don't know, I don't even work really. I just create stuff, throw it at the internet and hang out with cool people.
So what did you just do?
Just totally left an entire piece of my identity up here. No big deal.
No biggie.
I just made a little video, Carly the mumpreneur, she's done.
Yeah, she's done and dusted.
And I'm a creator and a conduit and a catalyst.
What kind of that is?
It's no big deal really.
It's just clicked.
I had incredible
pictures.
pages and pages just poured out of me, and I found stuff. I found stuff in there that I didn't even know that I was in there. Like, the beautiful contrast between, everything's about soul for me now, and the contrast between, for a long time I was living in my head.
Yeah, I thought that earlier. I was like, I wonder if she's connected to that. I won't put that in her head. Yeah. That's amazing that you connected to it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, I just feel like, I've never felt so expansive. I'm still struggling to put into words.
Love it.
1-2 skip of you, graduated university, pregnant with number 3. I was 33 weeks pregnant on stage with him. And I was like, okay, make money online. How do we make money online? I seen a gap in a market, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to create an online wedding directory. There's a gap in the market. Let's do that. So I got that online business so successful using my ninja online marketing, digital stuff that I'd learnt and picked up over the years. AKA communications expert. I had a communications degree now in my belt. So successful that I was sitting in hospital with my 3rd baby, number 3, processing 400 invoices. And I thought, this is a successful failure, because it is successful, I'm making money, but this is not how I want to be making money. I'm still trading time for money.
From working with JK, known as Jana Kingsford, known as Pocket Rocket, known as Purple People Eater, known as Top Knot, known as Energizer Bunny. Well, a complete sense of permission to be my goddamn unique, brilliant, fucking awesome, divine self. In business especially, because I feel like I'm fucking myself in my own home while I'm having a bath, while I'm taking a shizer, shitting, and while I'm sitting with my family. But why I think I need to be a completely different person showing up in my business is actually a really bizarre concept to me now after working with Jana, because bringing more of myself to my business is only going to open up my capacity to welcome in the business that is actually going to make me happy. And after all, isn't that the reason why we all exist, is to feel ginormously happy, confident, fizzy, freaking feeling good human beings. So what do I gain? I gain a deep sense of self and a deep sense of why I am here on planet Earth.
Your release that you got, what was your
Understudy
situation?
Kelly, playing the second role to my life and stepping into being leading lady.
Leading lady.
Kelly.
You're definitely leading Lady Kelly.
I can make something of it. I'm sure I can make something of it because I can't do this anymore. This is my only other option. Let's do this. So I spent the next 2 years just like figuring out how to make a mummy blog, how to make money with a mummy blog. And I made my first 3 ebooks and I made $400 in 4 months, which was amazing. And then I launched my first course in October 2013 and I made like $1,600 and I paid my electricity bill and my rates. I remember that so well. 3 months later, I stood on Sunrise Beach at sunrise and I thought, I know I can make this work. I'm gonna make this work. You know what I'm gonna do? I just made $1,600 from a course. I'm gonna make one of those every month. So I might make $1,600 every single month. And there's my wage from before, oh my God. On Sunrise Beach on the 1st of January 2014, I knew it was kind of special, but I didn't realize how special it would actually end up to be. I launched a little course every month of that year. I retired my husband 4 months into that year. And I was living the absolute dream. And then, again, my boy was getting older and some of the stuff that I'd started talking about at the start that I was known for, baby sleep, green smoothies, juggling babies and business and juggling tips, and I was the juggling girl. I was all about the juggling act. I was Mum's Juggling Act, that was my mummy blog. I remember getting tired of talking about that stuff because my baby was now getting older and I wasn't into talking about the baby stuff anymore. It was starting to become like I'd been the breadwinner for like a year and I was just at a new level and I couldn't bring myself back down to talk about those things anymore. They just something didn't feel right. So I had my best month ever, and then things really started to unravel. Things really started to, all of a sudden, I just kept on trucking though. So it felt off. Something in my business just felt off. Something in my blog, just like my blogging and my business just felt off. I was like, this isn't everything that I can be, but this is my money. This is my bread. This is my bacon. This is everything. I can't just go and move on and I can't just, do whatever I want. I realized that something was off. And I didn't listen to that voice, and I kept on going, and something was off, and I kept on going, and I was like, I want to just be Jana Kingsford. I just want to be straight up Jana Kingsford and make money being me, from me, and anything that I want to talk about. I want to be able to talk about whatever I want to talk about. I don't want to have to do 4 juggling tips. I don't want to have to do the full list of how to make a green smoothie. Figure it out, Google it. I didn't want to know. I no longer wanted to do the cliche blogging, make you money sort of thing. I just wanted to talk about what I was interested in.
Was a little put off with Jana when I first encountered her because she was really intense and all out, and I didn't like the rambling. But after a while it was like, no, because I'm a rambler and I'm imperfect, and it really gave me permission to, like, you know what, there is such beauty that could be gained in expressing yourself in whatever way, as opposed to it should be structured in a 3-point way that is teaching value. And the other thing that I got at the same time is that structure and taking action. I'm very good at big dreaming and all the planning and all that stuff, but have you actually done it? Is that how you're going to do it? That's what you said you're going to do it. And I continue to work with her one-on-one, because then it means I have access not just to her energy, but a reminder, hey, you said this is your value. Hey, you said when your higher self, when I was feeling at my most capable and at my most on top of the world and summoning my queenness, that this is what you said, this is what you wanted to do, this is what you were going to do next. And then I reconnect back to that when I'm at my, amongst the mess and immersed in the, you know, when I'm feeling in the dark mood and I can't see that I'm capable, I don't know my way out of the dark tunnel or whatever it is, I tap back into that. That's what I gain from her, and then, which is almost like having access to my higher self and recognizing that and going back to that, and then getting back to doing the work, as well as connecting back to the big picture and having that both between. That's what I got.
Miss Brenda, what did you release, Miss? What did happen to you up there?
Damsel in distress, Brenda.
Oh, I like that.
Brenda who isn't capable and scared and not safe and anxious, and I'm stepping into Queen Brenda, who still gets support, but she has the vision and she's the leader and she's the lighthouse, and I'm the lighthouse, I am the queen, I am the vision holder, I am more than capable. More than capable. I don't want to be just capable, but I am more than capable. And I choose what I choose, and I have so much more power than I realize. So I can't ask for what I ask for. And trust, I also take with me a lot of trust and surrender to the grander plan that God has for me than my little plan that feels so huge anyway at the same time. Oh my God. That is what I bring.
Next level. Oh my God. Look at that situation.
If you ramble, if you're like go on tangents and you have to tell a story, and then you're like, well, I've got to tell this story for that story to make sense, and then to have this make sense, I need to tell that story. That's how I learn. I learn with people telling stories. That means you get permission to be yourself. And if you are a rambler who goes round and round and round in circles and finally gets to the point at the end, that gets to be how you go put yourself across online, because that's how you are.
Go.
I was like, no, I'm just going to push this down. I'm going to push it down. I'm not going to answer this call to just be Jana Kingsford, a personal brand. You know, there's a lot in that, and I'm already making 6 figures. I can't just go and up and leave it and just totally change my whole business. And what happened was from ignoring that calling, my marriage started to fall apart. My business started to, was amazing. It was going through the roof. But my body started to fall apart, as in, I just felt really disconnected to my body. I was kind of like, I was like doing the do. I was going through the motions. I was just doing the do, and I was doing all the things that you got to do, like hiring staff, getting really technical systems put in place, really systematizing my business, really creating like a machine. I was creating a machine. I created a machine, and I was being in that creating of the machine. I was becoming less and less me in my business, which means like with all the things stacked on, marriage falling apart because I was constantly in my masculine. I was constantly doing stuff that was going against my own grain, and doing things that went against my own grain had the butterfly effect of affecting everything outside of me. My husband is my mirror. So everything just fell apart. It was like the fall apart year. Everything broke down. Everything broke. It was a result of not me not being me, and that's my business. Now I know that is imperative. That's I had to learn the long hard way, but that's imperative. Me being me this is what this whole thing is based on, me being as me as I can be. And that me changes. That me changes, it evolves, it grows, it moves, it metamorphosizes. It doesn't stay the same, and it doesn't stay stagnant. And you've got to create a business model where that you can be whatever you want to be, and so you can become whatever you want to become, and your business and your brand gets to move and metamorphosize with you. And that is what a MeBrand is.
I was wondering what today's vlog was going to be, and then I was like, let's just make it what it is. Do you know what I was just thinking just before? I was like, well, we're getting ready. We're planning our next big dreams chapter. We're planning the next chapter. So why the heck would I make it, Mark? You've got socks and thongs. That is not, oh my God. We're planning our next big dreams chapter. I was doing goals, we were like working on our beliefs around it, so why the hell would we make it anything different? This is about like getting yourself orientated and connected to your next big dreams and your next big dreams chase, because that's what I do, that's what we do as a living. I chase my big dreams as a living. Let's go get our photos, because you've got to bring people along, so let's bring you along. This is like, it doesn't like 1, 2, skip a few, you just wake up one day and you go and travel overseas, or you just go travel around Australia. There's a process. There is a process, and this is the process. It's gearing yourself up. It's revving yourself up. It's going to the freaking sunrises. It's like doing different things to get yourself kind of revved up and connected to this big dream. You look so gangster in the background. Brand yourself, and you can be whatever you want to be. I've done 50 million takes of this. Brand yourself, and you can be whatever you want to be. Hey, husband. I had this epiphany last night. I'm going to try and keep this under a minute and a half. I'm crazy, no, I know, right? So we just came down here, and we're taking drone shots. We're taking like videos. We're taking like social media. Social media creating is only a communications channel. I'm a communications expert. I got a communications degree, by the way. But the whole point here is what's above it all is like, why do the social media nut cracking? Why do the belief work? It's because you're building your brand as a personal brand. So it doesn't matter what you want to do and be and create and make and write and paint in the world. If you build a brand around you being more you, you are able to have the ultimate freedom to do and be whatever you want to be. So when you build a brand, a me brand, you can be literally whatever you want to be. That is the vessel, that is the vehicle, that is the tool for me to achieve all my big dreams. That's why I want to teach you guys how to be more of yourself, because when you build a brand based on you being more you, you can literally do whatever you want to do. You can travel the world, you can go around Australia, you can achieve every single one of your big dreams. And do you know what's the best thing? It's because it's a byproduct, it's a side effect of you being more you, being as you as you can be. So when you build a brand, that's why I care so deeply about branding yourself, because when you build a brand, you can be whatever you want to be. Did you break it off? The professional persona. I don't need to be like or dress a different way than I actually am. I don't need to be a different way than I actually am. I don't need to meddle with me to make it online. You get to be as you can be, you through and through. And how do you do that? Literally, you got to go through freaking the ring of fire. You literally have to go through a ring of fire to find out who you are. So chase those big dreams. And
looking back at when I first started working one-on-one with Jana, maybe like 8 months ago or something, I had all these ideas. I had these ideas of these little things that the universe was like kind of tapping me on the shoulder and going, hey Carly, go do this thing, go do this thing. And of course I was doing nothing with it because I didn't have enough time, and you know, all the things, all the excuses that we make, and no one will want it and no one will buy it and that's too hard, and you know, all of that. And at some point I must have just gotten a bit fed up with myself, because I'd followed Jana online for a long time, and I'd even done one of her courses years and years ago, and that had really, it had sparked something in me. But then I kind of, I guess some fears got in the way and stuff. And anyway, I just went, no, like, stuff this. I need to do something with this, and I'm not doing it on my own. Who's going to make me do something with these brilliant ideas that I've got? And within a month or so, a few sessions, I had a course out into the world, and I had this like spark was ignited in me. And since then, I think I've launched like a course every month. I've got coaching packages. I've got a membership with a bunch of people in it. I have everything that I wanted from the universe. I have the work-life harmony that I wanted. I have the income that I wanted. I have and it's rolled out in all different areas of my life. Like, things that Jana has taught me has helped my relationship, my own like health and wellness, my parenting, how I feel about myself, how I relate with other people. It's I guess working with her has given me permission to just show up in the world and be me, and go, oh, like, yeah, you get to do that, like, that's okay, and that can work, and it is working. I smashed the income I was getting working full-time in my corporate management gig. I'm now smashing that, working at home around my babies whenever I want to do it, in a way that completely feels good for me, in a way that is utterly soul-driven, in a way that isn't following anyone else's system or the way you should do it. I'm just doing life in a way that feels good. And 8 months ago, when I picked up my phone and sent a message to Jana and said, tell me about this program, this coaching program that you've got at the moment, I was feeling really different than I'm feeling now. And I just feel so grateful for that. Like, thanks Carly for doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine myself never not coaching with Jana. Truly. Yeah. Yeah, because she invests so much in herself and her own growth that I know that we will continue to grow together. And just to think where we'll all be in this big dreamer community, where we're all going to be in a year, 5 years, 10 years, it's just like mind-blowing. Yeah.
The person who's going to help you find you, okay? So the person who's going to really help you delve down and get to the nitty-gritty of what makes you tick, and do it in a real, true, authentic and honest way, with no airs or graces. If you're looking for that, then Jana's your girl. You're going to find a beautiful blend of business and belief work, which is the essence of everything you need to do, because mindset is everything.
Is. So it took me 15 months of torture and torment and breaking down and blowing up and burning down everything in my business that just no longer felt good. And it was crazy. I basically deleted my whole business. I still showed up, but at the same time, I was like, I had to delete my mummy blog. I actually burnt the bridges. I had to burn the bridges because I kept on going back to them and gripping to them, because I'm like, this is so much easier talking about juggling tips than having to talk about real shit and real the nitty gritty of going and growing into your big dreams. And then I realized, shit, it's all about big dreams. It always has been. I'm not a businesswoman. I'm trying to be this businesswoman here, and I'm not a businesswoman. I am a big dreamer, and
branding and my business had been my vessel and my vehicle and my tool for my big dreams, but it wasn't the whole thing. It was a part of it. It was a vessel. And I just really started to uncover these different things. I put a stake in the ground, I created Unjuggled, and I said goodbye to my chapter of juggling. And I was like, this is my book on everything I know about juggling. Now let's go. Let's go this way. That's the closing that chapter with that book, and let's go. And then that's what I did. I had a #1 best-selling book, and my business completely changed from a business, and I had graduated from blog to business to now I was a brand. So different to being a business, it's ridiculous. And people really disregard and downgrade and dismiss the level of belief in yourself, the level of being yourself it takes, and the level of like intricate details to the 360-degree being yourself, branding yourself, believing in yourself experience that your business now gets to be. Then it came to traveling around Australia. Then after I wrote the book, we had this amazing idea to travel around Australia. We traveled around Australia in a caravan, took our kids out of school, and we found ourselves. All the residue from that torment and torture and that breakdown and going from broken to blessed, it was so healed, and it was completely mended as we traveled around Australia full circle with our kids in a caravan. And there's just something about being in a caravan with your entire family that you find yourselves after being lost.
Of how much you really want to do it, and you'll do it, despite rejection and the worst odds, and it will be better than anything else you can imagine. If you're going to try, go all the way. There is no other feeling like that. You will be alone with the gods, and the nights will flame with fire. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. All the way. All the way. You will ride life straight to perfect laughter. It's the only good fight there is.
With our kids in a caravan, and there's just something about being in a caravan with your entire family that you find yourselves after being lost, and you become a new level of blessed. No matter the circumstances, you become blessed within, so you become blessed without, and the blessedness comes from all that brokenness that you just went through, and that gets to be a part of the branding experience that you bring people along. And it's a 360-degree experience when you become and you create a me brand, and that's what this is all about. It's about connecting back to your big dreams. It's about believing. It's about brand marketing. It's about body of work, creating a body of work. It's around the back ends and the front ends of your business, and it's about the brand butterfly effect. That is the story of how I went from being a blog to business to the brand, and how I realized the gravity, the weight, the breadth, the width, the lengths one has to go to create a me brand. Now, you don't need to do all the things that I did, but I learned so much from that, and MeBrand was my first course that I've made after coming back from traveling around Australia.
to encapsulate everything that I've learned over the last 12 years of running, starting, creating businesses from scratch, online and otherwise. So me branding is what I truly believe in my heart and heart, that when you create a personal brand, where you be yourself, believe in yourself and brand yourself, when you create a personal brand, I don't care what you do, you can make and create and produce whatever you want to do through the power of a me brand. And I have a method. You can totally go and find your own methods for personal branding, but this is kind of like that personal branding 3.0. There's regular people and the way they think about and way they do personal branding, and then there's kind of the me branders. The way we do it is so leading edge, so outside of the box of even the like cutting edge personal branding. It's just beyond that, and it really is based on you getting to be as you can be, and basing it on the way that you want it to work is going to work.